wasn't acting your first foray
It was.
into entertainment? How old were you when you first got into acting, and what was the impetus for that?
I had a friend named Jan Crawford who was he was the voice of Bucky on Fat Albert, and
I
Altadena
know
has a
Jan.
lot of actors.
Doesn't he live out in Altadena too?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know Jan.
he lived right up the street from me, and so we would all go to the park and hang out and play basketball, and I would play with them until I couldn't play anymore, and I was always kidding with Jan, and so Jan always thought I was pretty witty, and he was the guy that introduced me to my first agent, Estelle Hertzberg, a 20th Century Artist. And at the time, that agency was number 7, and they only had a few Black actors, And so I met Estelle. I auditioned for her, I read for her, I did well, and she signed me. And it was kind of crazy. It was like 1 minute I'm doing these other things. Now I'm signed to this agent and going on calls for stuff. And along the journey working with her and going out for calls, she introduced me to Harry Gold and Associates, which was at that time the
Very
number
well
one.
known. Yeah.
Yeah, they were the number one commercial agent. And when I was with Harry Gold, there was only like 3 or 4 Black actors with him. So I was out on a lot of calls. I was getting a lot of I got a lot of work out of him too. And I did that for a while. And people always ask me, "Oh my God, Christophe St. John was with um, Harry Gold, and I would see him every year at the Christmas parties. And he ended up being a pretty big name in soap operas. So people go, "Well, Christophe did really well in soap operas. Why didn't you get in that?" I said, "Well, he ended up doing well in it. That was his avenue, and he kind of pretty much stuck to that all through his career."
Mm-hmm.
When I got into acting, I wanted to be like the hero, you know. I wanted to play those kinds of roles, and unfortunately, they never had anything like that. I was always auditioning for kids who were in a gang, or kids who were stealing, or kids. I was always in a lineup with guys that I'd seen a million times before, and it was pretty much the same stuff: sports, bad kids, gang members, and it just kind of crushed my daydream. Because remember, I'm the kid who grew up playing with action figures and being the hero, and wanting to tell some really cool stories. And that's when I realized that, wow, I said, Black actors don't really get a lot of diversity in the characters that they get to play. And after a while, I just decided I wanted to get involved on another level, behind the scenes.
Don't call me Corey Baker, call me Marc Copage, 'cause I'm not Julia's son, not anymore. Don't call me Corey Baker, call me Marc Copage, 'cause I'm not Julia's son like I was before.